Hello people, this time I'll be discussing about the sixth trigonometric function. Okay, so this time mag-start muna tayo on the unit circle. So on the Cartesian plane, we have the unit circle. So we have the first distance is what you call the x coordinate, and you have all, on the other side naman you also have the y coordinate. So that is the vertical is for the y coordinate, and for the horizontal naman you also have the x coordinate. So let's have the following. So we let x, last meeting, we assign at let x will be the cosine theta. Where theta is an angle, last meeting, tama po. And how about yung y? Ang y, that will be your sine theta. So this time, we can already have the first two function of the trigonometric. We have the x coordinate is being represented ng cosine theta, and you also have the y is being represented by sine theta. Okay. So, and on the other side naman, so you also have the ratio of y's over x's. So y's over x's. So for every ratio of y's over x's, you also have the sine theta over cosine theta, which is also equivalent to the third trigonometric property, which is the tangent theta. So this is the first, the second, and the third trigonometric function. So the tangent theta. So we now go over with the first property, which is the sine theta, and followed by cosine theta, and we have the tangent theta. So for that sine theta, so which is also represented by the following triangle. You also have y over r for the ratio y over r. And if you also have the cosine theta, it is also represented by x over r, where r is the radius based from the unit circle. And you also have the tangent theta is equivalent to the ratio of y's over x's. So this time, gagamitin natin itong three trigonometric basic functions as part of the properties. So for every sine theta, you also have the reciprocal naman. So you also have the other identity, which is in terms of the r over y, kung baliktad, and that will be in terms of cosecant theta. And for the other side naman ng cosine theta, for you also have r over x, that will be represented by secant theta. And for the third naman, for every x over y, and that will be represented by cotangent theta. So this will be the latter or last trigonometric function, which is represented by cosecant theta. You also have the secant theta, and you also have the cotangent theta. So there will be this the fourth, the fifth, and sixth property of trigonometric function. So there are all six trigonometric function. So let's move forward. So gamitin natin yung mga properties na to. So you also have the following. For the property ng tangent theta, so recall natin, tangent theta is represented by sine theta over cosine theta. Then you also have, and kung gagamitin natin ang other way around, yung reciprocal naman niya, you also have the cotangent. So yung cotangent is also represented as the cosine over sine theta. For the cosecant naman, so for the cosecant theta naman, is represented by 1 over sine theta. And yung isa naman is you also have the secant theta is also equivalent to 1 over cosine theta. So let's now move forward with the differentiation process of trigonometric function. So remember, yung ginamit natin a while ago, so that's the basic property ng trigonometric functions. So let's have the first derivative. So the derivative of sine x is cosine x dx. Derivative. Let's have the second property ng trigonometric function, which is the derivative. The d over dx of cosine x is equal to the negative sine x dx. Let's have number 3. You also have the derivative of tangent. Tangent x. So, paano natin nakuha ang differentiation ng tangent x? Remember, ang tangent is also represented by the ratio as in terms of sine x over cosine x. So this time, gagamitin natin ang quotient rule for differentiation. So this is v du minus u dv over v squared. So you also have the mnemonics v du minus u dv over v squared. So therefore, that will be, so cosine x, then the derivative of u. So the derivative of sine is cosine x. Tapos minus u dv. So u dv, that will be sine x. Then the derivative of cosine is negative sine x. Negative sine x. Negative sine x. So rewrite na lang natin. So that will be cosine. That will be cosine squared x. Since negative negative is positive, sine squared x over cosine squared x. So simplify natin. Remember, di ba yung cosine squared x plus sine squared x, it is also similar with the unit circle na property, which is x squared plus y squared. Remember, ang cosine is represented by x squared and sine squared is being represented by y squared. So equal to the unit circle equal to 1 or r, di ba? So remember, we can also use that property. So identity ulit. So that will be cosine squared plus sine squared x equal to 1 over cosine squared x. Remember, ang trigonometric property ng 1 over cosine squared x is also equivalent to the secant squared x. So, a while ago, di ba, diniscuss natin? So, ayan. So, ibig sabihin, for another part of cosecant, for the secant, for the secant is, that will be equivalent to secant theta, that will be equivalent to 1 over cosine theta. Ayan. So, you also have the secant squared x. Let's have the fourth property ng differentiation of trigonometric function, which is let d over dx. So number 4, d over dx, the differentiation of cosecant x. So for the cosecant x, that will be equal to, remember, ang cosecant is equivalent to the ratio ng 1 over, yan, pakita ko lang yung derivation, that will be equivalent to 1 over sine x. Diba? So x is an angle. So we can also use here the quotient rule, which is u over v. Therefore, we can also rewrite in the form of v du minus u dv over v squared. Over v squared. Then, differentiate natin yung trigonometric na cosecant x. And that will be v du, that will be sine x. Then, the derivative of u. So, the derivative of constant, since 1 is constant, therefore this is 0. Tapos, minus u. Ang u natin is 1. So 1 times the derivative of sine x. So the derivative of sine x is cosine x. Tapos wag kalimutan ng denominator, which is over v squared. So that will be sine squared x. So simplify na lang po natin ito. So sine x times 0. So that will be 0. And you also have 1 minus cosine 1 minus cosine x, so that will be negative cosine x over sine squared x. Remember, pwede natin split yung denominator kasi naka-sine squared naman. So, or we can also rewrite 1 over sine x times 1 over sine x. So 1 over sine x times yung remaining isa, si negative cosine x over sine x. So, simplify na lang natin. So, 1 over sine x is equivalent to negative cosecant. O kahit later na lang. So, we can also rewrite cosecant x. Kasi the ratio of 1 over sine x is cosecant x. Tapos, you also have the ratio of cosine over sine. So, that will be in terms of cotangent x. Tapos, may negative. So, rewrite na lang natin yung derivative ng cosecant x, that will be negative cosecant x times cotangent x dx. So, let's have number 5. For number 5, you also have the derivative of secant. So, remember, ang secant is in terms of the ratio of 1 over cosine x. So, we will be using again the quotient rule, yung u over v, which is equivalent to v du minus u dv over v squared. So, differentiate natin to, yung u over v. So, therefore, we can have the v is cosine x. Then the derivative of constant, the derivative of 1 is 0 minus u. So the derivative of dv, so 1 times the derivative of dv, which is the cosine, the derivative of cosine x. Yan. So the derivative of cosine x is negative sine x all over yung denominator natin nito, which is cosine squared x. So rewrite natin. We also have in the form cosine times 0 is 0 na yan. So 0 po yan. Minus negative 1 times negative sign. That will be cosine. We have cosine. Cosine. We have sine x over cosine squared x. Ayan. So wag kakalimutan, you can also split yung denominator. So, magiging 1 over cosine x. Tapos, yung isa is sine x over cosine x. Kasi cosine squared x, so parang sinabi mo sa algebra, x times x, that will be x squared. So, parang similar to this. Okay, anyway, let's proceed. So, you also have already the following form. So, simplify natin, that will be 1 over cosine. So 1 over cosine. So that will be secant x. Then the ratio of sine over cosine, and that will be tangent x. Tapos derivative ng angle. Derivative ng angle, which is dx. Let's have number 6. So the sixth different derivative of cotangent. So the derivative of cotangent x. So ibig sabihin, the ratio of cotangent is cosine x over sine x. So we have already the quotient rule again. So this is u and this is v. So para sa madali, v du minus u dv over v squared. So ibig sabihin, kailangan kong i-differentiate ang itong function na to, yung cosine x over sine x. So therefore, kailangan kong v. So ang v ko, that will be sine x. And the derivative of u, so the derivative of cosine is negative sine x. Tapos minus, so I have u, so that is cosine x. Then the derivative of sine x is, so the derivative of sine x, so v. So that will be cosine x. Tapos, huwag kalimutan yung denominator over v squared. That will be ito, sine squared x. So, simplify natin. That will be negative sine squared x plus cosine squared x over sine squared x. So, pwede natin i-simplify yung negative sign, palabasin natin, that will be sine squared x. So, simplify na lang natin. So, you have negative sine x. Tapos, yung second term natin is negative cosine squared x. So, we have negative dapat. So, negative. So, take out natin si negative sign. So, negative, positive sine x. That will be cosine. And that will be cosine. Cosine squared x all over sine squared x. So, anong gagawin natin? So, simplify natin ulit. That will be negative Remember, ang sine squared x plus cosine squared x under the Pythagorean property, di ba? You also have, and unit circle, you also have the x squared plus y squared equal to 1. So, which is also synonymous to the property na equal to 1 yan. So, that will be negative 1 over sine squared x. So, remember kasi ang sine squared x plus cosine squared x is also equal to 1. So, that is another property ng trigonometric unit circle, no? So, you have the sine squared x plus cosine squared x equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin 1, that will be the value over, yan, parang lumabas, ganito siya. Yan, sine squared x plus cosine squared equal to 1. So, simplify na lang natin. So, which is equivalent to negative cosecant squared x. Tapos, wag kalimutan ang derivative dx. Ayan, dx. For every differential na dinidifferentiate nyo, so this is an example of derivative kasi ang dx eh. So, bakit ba't may dx? Kasi remember, kapag once you differentiate this trigonometric function, you have to also include yung angle. So, at all times. Let's have an example for the following items. Let's have number 1. You also have number 1. Y. So, y equal to sine 2x. So, kapag dinifferentiate natin itong y equal to sine 2x, y prime, that will be the derivative of sine is cosine. Kopyahin natin yung angle na 2x. Tapos, yung derivative ng angle, yung dx, that will be 2. So, kung i-rewrite natin to, therefore, this will be 2 cosine 2x. Let's have number 2. So, number 2, y equal to sine 6x. So, y prime, y equal to cosine angle 6x. Then, derivative ng angle, the derivative ng angle times 6. So, therefore, y equal to 6 cosine 6x, yung angle. Let's have number 3. You have y equal to cosine 2x. Y prime is, kopyahin natin, the derivative of cosine is negative sine times angle 2x, then derivative ng angle times 2. So therefore, i-rewrite natin, that will be negative 2 sine 2x. Let's have number 4. So y equal to cosine 8x. So differentiate natin, y prime, that will be the derivative of cosine is negative sine, copy yung angle, 8x. Then the derivative of angle, 8x, is 8. So, rewrite na lang natin. That will be negative 8 sine 8x. Let's have number 5. For number 5, y equal to tangent 4x. So, y prime, that will be, the derivative of tangent is secant squared x. Secant squared x. So, the angle secant squared 4x. Then the derivative ng angle, so that will be 4. So therefore, this will be y equal to 4 secant squared 4x. Let's have number 6. We also have another tangent function, y equal to tangent 10x squared minus 2. So y prime, the derivative of tangent is secant squared. Yung angle, 10x squared minus 2. Then the derivative ng angle. So that will be times 20x. So you also have y equal to 20x secant squared angle 10x squared minus 2. Let's have number 7. For number 7, you also have y equal to cosecant yung angle na 4x squared. So differentiate natin y prime. That will be, the derivative of cosecant is negative cosecant angle 4x squared cotangent 4x squared. Then the derivative ng angle, yung angle na 4x squared, that will be 8x. So rewrite na lang natin, and that will be negative 8x cosecant angle 4x squared cotangent 4x squared. Let's have number 8. So y equal to cosecant angle, which is 3 over 2x. So y prime, differentiate na. The derivative cosecant is negative cosecant angle. Tapos you also have cotangent angle 3 over 2x. The derivative of angle is 3 halves. So rewrite natin negative 3 over 2 cosecant 3 over 2x. Then cotangent angle 3 over 2x. And that will be your final answer. Let's have number 9. For number 9, you also have y equal to secant 3x cubed. So differentiate natin y prime, that will be the secant angle. So secant 3x cubed tangent angle 3x cubed, and the derivative of the angle nito. So you also have 9x squared. So rewrite na lang natin lahat. So you also have 9x squared secant 3x cubed tangent 3x cubed. And last item, you also have number 10, y equal to secant x to the fourth minus 2x. So y prime, that will be, the derivative of secant is secant x tangent x, no? So secant angle to the fourth minus 2x tangent angle, and the derivative of your angle, ayan. So the derivative of angle, which is 4x cubed minus 2. So rewrite natin lahat. So therefore, this will be 4x cubed minus 2. Tapos yung trigonometric derivative natin, secant angle minus 2x. Tapos you also have the tangent x to the fourth minus 2x. Let's have example number 11. So we also have the cotangent. So number 11, we also have y equal to cotangent 8x cubed. So y prime, so the derivative cotangent is negative cosecant. Angle, kopyahin natin angle, x cubed, 8x cubed. Tapos yung derivative ng angle natin, lagay natin dito. So that will be 24x squared. So rewrite na lang natin lahat. So therefore, ilan na to? That will be 24 negative 24x squared. Tapos cosecant angle 8x cubed. Tapos let's have last item which is y equal to cotangent 5/3x squared. So y prime natin. So the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant, yung angle natin. Kopyahin, 5/3 x squared. Tapos the derivative ng angle, nitong angle, that will be 10x/3. Rewrite na lang natin lahat. So negative 10x/3. Tapos yung trigonometric function, cosecant angle, 5x squared over 3. So let's have this time exercises. You have to try it on your own. So exercises. So find y prime. You have to find y prime on the following given. On the following. Yan. So let's have number 1. Y equal to sine 4x squared plus 1. Number 2. Y equal to cosine 3x to the 5th minus 2x. Number 3, you also have y equal to tangent 3x cubed plus 4x squared. Number 4, y equal to secant angle x cubed plus 2x. Let's have number 5, y equal to cosecant 10x squared. And let's have number 6, y equal to cotangent 2x minus x cubed. So maraming salamat po for watching my video. I'll see you on my next video. Maraming salamat po.